singing at the beginning of each one as we kick off. And that's just how we roll these days in She Sells World. We just do what feels good. So if you are joining in real time, welcome. It is Wednesday, October 13th. And if you are not joining in real time, whenever you're watching this is perfect. It is so perfect. And we're talking today about one of the, I would say, most underutilized resources that when I learned how to use it, everything changed in my life really fast. Good morning. Thank you so much for the hearts. Cece, good morning. Holly, good morning. And it's something that, one, like we're really taught not to use growing up. And two, I think we don't take advantage of it. And it's the power of your imagination. And so for those of you who are here live, here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to ask is, what are you thinking about throughout the day? What are you thinking about throughout the day? And are you actually tapping in to your imagination, thinking about what you want to create? Or are you more focused on what's already happening in your life, on the existing condition? So I want to know in the comments, where are you at with that? Christina on Facebook, good morning. So good to see you. Yeah, if you're joining on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, please comment. That's how I know you're here. And I want to hear from you as well. Jen, good morning. So here's the question for this morning. For those of you who are joining live, what are you focused on throughout the day? Are you thinking about what's going on presently in your existing environment, which I know most people are probably like, well, of course I am, right? Or are you thinking about what you want to create? And are you actually using your imagination to think about what you want to create? So let me know in the comments. I just want to get like a temperature read. Jen, Allison, good morning. Jen, I think I already welcomed you. Allison, but if I didn't, welcome. Allison, good morning. Holly's saying, I'm thinking of the present most of the time. Okay. This is going to make a big difference. Allison, good morning, Carolina Queen. Good morning. Good morning, Atlanta Queen. I love it. Oh, Jen, good morning. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. So let me know. And this is, again, gosh, this is like, I almost cursed accidentally. This shifted everything for me when I started learning about the power of imagination and how to use it to create what you want in life. Let's see here. Michelle's saying, I tend to get pretty stuck in what's going on in the moment. Jen saying the present. Okay. All right. Let's check comments on, okay. Christina's saying both, but mostly the present. Erin, oh my gosh. Good morning. So good to see you. More focused on what's happening. Yeah. Jen saying just started this. It's kind of fun. Yeah. And it's like, I was never a big like daydreamer growing up. I was so like in school, gotta pay attention to because I was very much like the good girl archetype. So I wasn't the kid who got in trouble for daydreaming, but I'm curious if you were, because I know a lot of people were. Good morning, Kalua. Good morning, Gail. And it's like we learn growing up to like stop daydreaming, right? Stop drifting, like pull back, be focused on what's happening. And so what I want to talk with you about today is, one, why that's not serving you. And two, how do you use this vastly underutilized resource to help you more quickly and more powerfully achieve your goals in, like we talk about, sales, business, and life. And you probably hear toddler noises behind me this morning. So if you hear that, just bear with me, because that's how we roll in the mornings in the Archer Robustelli household. So, okay, I want to read to you just like one or two sentences from Think and Grow Rich to kick us off. And then I really want to know, I love the interaction this morning. You all are so like on fire and so present for this. So thank you. And I'd love for you to keep it coming as we go. Like, what thoughts do you have on this? What questions do you have on this? So keep the dialogue going in the comments while I read this. So Napoleon Hill said, we're reading from now the chapter on imagination from Think and Grow Rich. The only limitation is that which one sets up in one's own mind. And I want you to just let that sink in. The only limitation is that which one sets up in one's own mind. That's your only limitation, is whatever you think your lid is, whatever you think your cap is. That's the only thing. You're the only one. Your perception of yourself is the only thing that's limiting your possibilities right now in your reality. And how empowering, right? When we take full responsibility and accountability and say, oh my gosh, like no one is limiting me but me. It can be if you don't love your life circumstance right now, and if you have tapped into any, which I know like the women in this community really aren't that, but if you've tapped into any sort of like victim giving your power away circumstance, that can be like, that can actually piss you off, right? That can tick you off. But this is about taking full ownership and saying the only limitation in my life is what I set up in my own mind. And I think all the women here are like all about that, and men here. I know we got a mixed audience. And the one other sentence I want to read is Napoleon Hill says, the imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by humankind. So your imagination, he talks in here about the workshop of the mind. Your imagination is the workshop of the mind. And we're actually going to tie in, for my science people, we're going to tie in some neuroscience this morning with this. So get excited, because this is very real and very important. But it's literally like your workshop where you can go in and create the reality you want to create, but you have to live it in your mind first. Give me a heart, or give me like a yes if you get this and you're with me. Let me check the comments before I get further into it. So Jen is saying, all I did was daydream, then never remembered what I was daydreaming about. Okay. Aaron saying, got in trouble for daydreaming. Kalua, I was in trouble for talking. Okay. So y'all, like I was too afraid to be that kid. So I didn't do that. But for those of you who are like, that's what happens, right? Is you get in trouble, whether from teachers, parents, authority figure, for drifting. Cause that's actually when and for those of you who have kids, like you see this, right? They're so creative. They're so imaginative. They're living in a different reality than is the real, like nothing's really that real, but the physical reality, they're in a different place and they're having fun and they're having a great time. And oftentimes what happens is we get told like, that's silly, you're not being realistic, or like stop daydreaming, right? You get in trouble for it. And so we stop doing it. Michelle saying, I love that, the workshop of the mind. It is. And so here's why. So let's talk about the science behind this. Okay. So if you watch my Instagram story earlier this week, I shared and kind of laughed at myself. Like I'm such a nerd for this stuff. I love it. And so right now I'm going back through Dr. Joe Dispenza's course and like really digging into what's the neuroscience and the biology behind this. So this is, if you're ever like, what is Elise doing at 5 o'clock on a Saturday morning? She's studying this because I freaking love it. But so what the research shows and what science shows is what most people do. So most people here, when we checked in and did the temperature read, right, said, I'm focused pretty much on what my present reality is, right? So your present reality is just a reflection of your past thinking, feeling, and behaviors. Okay. So if you think about it, like in the sales world, right? If you do a bunch of prospecting today, then you're going to reap the rewards of that over the next couple days, week, month, but probably not like right now, today, in this moment. Maybe, but it's like you're setting yourself up for your future success. Or if you stopped doing what you needed to do to create sales and grow your business, then today you're probably not going to feel it. But over the course of the next week, the next month, yada, yada, you are, right? So we're in time lag. We're always in time lag. Okay. So your present reality right now is just reflecting who you were and what you were doing a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months, some of us years ago, right? If we're like continuously stuck in the same thing. And so whatever you focus on, you get more of in your life. And so what most people do is continue to just focus on present reality. And what happens is your brain literally becomes just an artifact. It becomes a machine that is focused on creating more of your present reality for you, because that's all you're thinking about. Whatever you think about is what you're going to get ultimately in your life. Let me know if this is making sense. And this is kind of like the Elise slant on all of this. So let me know if this is making sense or if it's not. But so what happens for most people, because they keep just rehashing what happened in the past, and because they do that, their present becomes just a repetition of what happened in the past, your brain just becomes an artifact of the past. But here's the really cool thing. Okay, here's the really exciting, cool thing is that to your brain, when you envision, when you continually visualize and imagine the future that you want to create, your brain, your subconscious mind, it can't distinguish the difference between something that you're focusing on because it happened in your physical world or something that hasn't actually happened yet, but you're just thinking about. And what happens, and this is why I love, like, I'm having so much fun going back through this course because he shows it's actually like videos of new neural connections being formed in someone's brain when they think about something new or when they learn something new. Like if you're learning something new right now, if you haven't heard this before, there are literally new neural networks that are forming in your brain right now, wiring together. And so when we learn how to tap into and harness the power of our imagination to think about what we want to create rather than what already is, your brain will start to fire and wire these new neural connections together so that it actually it looks like the event has already occurred. And so now your brain is no longer an artifact of the past, but it's actually a map to your future. Does that excite anybody else? The way it excites me, it cannot tell the difference. It cannot tell the difference, and it will literally map out new neural pathways and connections for you that look like the event has already occurred. And when that happens, now you get new ideas. You get new inspirations to take new actions to help you actually make that thing that first started here now your physical reality. It's so exciting, right? Michelle is saying this is so good. It is. Let me read. Erin is saying, yeah, science. Yes. Christina, yes, making sense. Map to your future. Love it. So everyone, this is so important. This is so important. If you are just thinking continuously about what is, you're just going to get more of what is. And I did that for so long and I felt stuck for so long. And if you've felt stuck, if you felt like you're spinning for any amount of time, I get it. And I was there. Okay. So I get it. But when we know better, we can do it differently. And so now you know differently. And so, you can go study this stuff online. You can watch the videos. It's so fascinating. But what I would invite you to do, and so this is my process is every day, 3 times a day, I'm doing a deep visualization about my future and about what I want to create in really vivid detail. And so everything, thank you for the hearts. And you may say like, well, I don't have time for that. Yeah, you do. It's all like you make time for what's important. And to me, this is number one, you can do it while you're doing other stuff. So I actually record out like my life as a description of my life as I want it to be. And I listen to it while I'm at the gym, while I'm walking the dogs, while I'm doing the dishes. Like it's not, the stuff doesn't, I do have one set meditation time throughout the day where it's just a very focused visualization on what I want to create. But then throughout the day too, you can be doing this while you're doing other stuff. And once those new neural networks like actually wire together, and that happens with the repetition, it becomes that roadmap to your future. And now you're going to start again noticing things that feel like synchronicities, things that feel like new opportunities that are going to help you get to where you want to go, because now your brain is actually open up to the fact that this is your reality. Again, it thinks it's your reality. So the whole job of the brain, specifically your subconscious mind, is to make what you believe to be true about your life true. Michelle's saying you're doing that 3 times a day. Yes. And I'm going to teach you how to do it since you're in the program now. So yeah, I'm doing it 3 times a day. But again, it doesn't like the meditation part in the morning. I do Dr. Joe's morning meditation most mornings, and that's like 23 minutes. But then the rest of the time throughout the day, I'm doing other stuff while I listen to this recording that details my life as I want it to be. And it's exciting because you'll notice like, oh my gosh, when you do this continuously, and my clients are testimonies to this, like those who are also doing it, they tell me like, oh my gosh, I've got to keep updating the description of my life as I want it to be, because this thing happened and that thing happened and this thing happened and that thing happened. You're saying, can't wait. Yeah, it's so exciting. I can't wait either. So it's so important. It's so important. And when you I'll do one quick, one quick thing here too. When I talk about using your imagination, it's very purposeful. If you're doing it in the energy of like, oh, well, I guess that would be nice, but not going to happen. Or, oh, and just going to come back to my reality. And like, no, that's not what I'm talking about here. This is about you being big, and it's literally you commanding matter with your presence, with your energy. Okay. And saying, this is my reality. I claim it, and mapping out a vivid, detailed description of what you want, so that your subconscious mind and the quantum field can go to work actually orchestrating that for you. So it's super powerful. It's super exciting, and it's so much fun. Oh, Anna, good morning or good afternoon, I think, for you. It's so good to see you. So do we have questions on any of this? Let me know, for those of you who are here live. While you're popping in, any questions or comments, I'll just do a quick reminder. 3 days left for our early bird special for Sedona. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines and like wanting to go and wanting to do it, this is your time, my friend. You got 3 days left on the early bird. And I have the most, my heart is so full as I plan this for you. We have an amazing guest who's going to be there. We have an amazing itinerary mapped out for you, and it's really designed to help you map out your 2022 and tap into possibility. So we're going to be doing mindset, right? So like what money wounds need to be healed, what needs to be released, what do you need to let go of in order to step into that next level version of your life for next year. But then we're also doing very tactical. So we're going to be building out your sales and revenue roadmap for 2022. And I can tell you right now, I'm going to have you thinking way bigger about what's possible for you. So like whatever your goal is for next year, I want you to take it and think about like 10xing it, and then getting excited about what that would look like and building out your map for that. So again, 3 days left for Sedona early bird special. EliseArcher.com/Sedona. You can DM me if you have any questions on it too. Let me just say good morning. Oh, Christina on LinkedIn, good morning. Anna, sorry I missed the first part. We'll watch the replay. Yeah, totally. No problem. Not a problem at all. We're talking about the power of your imagination, and we got into some science today. So, all right, my friends, are we feeling good? Are we feeling complete? Are we excited? Go out and leverage the power of your mind, form those new neural connections. What a call to action. Go form some new neural connections in your brain, and watch how things start to shift for you. It's so powerful. Thank you for the hearts, Jen. All right, my loves, I'm wishing you a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern. And as always, if I can be helpful or be of support, send me a DM, and I would love to. All right. Lots of love. See everyone tomorrow. Bye-bye.